What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode where we review cheap instruments from Temu. So today, this should be an exciting one for a lot of people since this is a very popular instrument. I'm going to be ordering a violin. So this violin that I picked out is the cheapest one on there. It's about $67. It says it's made from linden wood, and then it comes with a bow and a case. So let's give it an order and see what it's like. I know a lot of you are probably thinking there's no way this thing is going to sound good or even work, but that's what we're about to find out. Whoa! Alrighty, let's open this thing up. Alright, there's the box. Alright, and in the box, we have a case. Seems like a decent case. It's hard, so it's protective. So let's open up this case and see what's inside. Alrighty, let's open this thing up. There's a little pocket on the outside. I just want to see if anything's in there, but I can't even get it open. The zipper is, yeah, it's empty. Very crappy zipper. What do you expect for 67 bucks? There it is. Alright, so looks like we're gonna have to install the bridge. So there's the bridge. Gonna have to put that on. It's got a cover. Oh wait, no, that's the board. The strings are just hanging off of it for some reason. Don't know why they did that. Looks very nice though. And it's very smooth. It's got a nice finish. Tuning pegs, they're not loose, which on cheap violins they almost always are. Even on decent violins, they often are. But yeah, this actually seems like pretty nice quality, so like I'm already surprised. The fingerboard, you know, normally they're made from ebony. I don't know if this is ebony or even wood. I am pretty sure it's plastic. Probably same with this. That seems like plastic. But, you know, what do you expect for the price? So, there's the bridge. We got that. There's this. I think this is a string. Oh yeah. Came with one extra string. Probably the E string. That's that. Yeah, it says E. Okay. One extra E string. Let's see if nothing in there. No rosin. But it does have a bow. I'm curious to try out this bow, see what it's like. Seems like it's probably very cheap. It doesn't seem too bad though. I have another really cheap electric violin that came with a bow that seems a lot worse than this. But I don't know. We'll give it a try, see what it's like. It doesn't seem too bad. Alright, so I want to compare this to my other violin. So let me go grab that and we'll do a comparison. Alright, before I talk too much about these two different violins and we do a sound test, an important thing to know, I am a beginner with violin. I started taking lessons like 3 months ago. So my playing is not going to be very good, but I will do my best to give you a decent sound test. Also, this violin is it's about an $800 violin, which, you know, if you don't play violin, you're like, wow, that sounds really nice, but with violins, this is pretty cheap. Not nearly as cheap as this, but like a beginner violin is usually around this price, maybe even more. But it is a nice violin. My violin teacher approves of it. And so we're going to compare the two. As you can see, this one has these little marking stickers on here to help me know where to put my fingers because I'm new. It helps me develop my intonation. So I'm also going to put markers on this before we do a sound test so I can give you the best comparison. Other than that though, I'm interested to see, the sound to hear the sound difference between them. One thing I do notice, this violin is skinnier than my violin. Just by a little bit, not much. Other than that though, they seem to be the same size, but there's the two of them. So yeah, let me set this violin up and then we'll do a sound test. Alright, so I got this thing all set up finally. It was kind of a pain because I've never done this before. Putting on the bridge and everything and making sure it was correct. I just looked up some YouTube videos on how to do that. Also, like I said, I marked the fretboard, well, the fingerboard, like this one's marked to help me know where the notes are because I'm still a beginner. Something else I have noticed about the difference between my nicer violin and this one is that the strings are a little bit higher off the fingerboard. And I think that has to do with the bridge and I don't know if you call this a nut up here, that's what it's called on guitar. But yeah, the strings are definitely a little bit higher. And also, the tuning pegs, when I started tightening it, they didn't stay. They're not as solid like I thought they were. But that's okay, because even that one was like that when I first got it. It wouldn't stay in tune. And that's just how it is with some violins, because it's literally just like a piece of wood pressed in there. It's not like guitar tuners. So there's easy fixes to that. It's no big deal. You don't need to worry about that. Just look up a video on how to keep it in tune. There's lots of tricks on how to do that. But yeah, let's give this a sound test and see if all that effort was even worth it. But before we do a sound test, we need to rosin our bow. And I saw some reviews. I don't remember if it was on this violin or others, but I feel like I've seen it on multiple violins where people are like, this violin sucks, it doesn't even make a sound. And that's probably because they didn't rosin their bow. This bow is not rosin, like it doesn't really make a sound when you rub it on there. You have to use rosin and then that'll help produce a sound. And so without it, it's not gonna work. So I'll do that and then we'll get into our sound test. Alright, so this is the Temu violin with the Temu bow. So, as you guys probably can tell from that sound test, this violin sounds okay. I mean, it works. One problem that I had that you might have noticed when I was playing, and again, I'm not very good, I just started, but I did my best. But one problem that you might have noticed is that I kept hitting multiple strings. I don't know why, but like on my violin, I can avoid hitting strings a lot better, like other strings that I'm not trying to hit. I can avoid that a lot better than on this one. It seems like, I think it might have something to do with the bridge. It's not as curved as it's supposed to be, so it's easier to play multiple strings at once, which, you know, it's not supposed to be that way. So maybe if it had a better bridge, it would work better. But again, the violin still works. It's playable. It just doesn't sound that great. But again, maybe if I switched out the bridge, it'll work a lot better. But if I have like an update and end up finding a way to make it work better, then I'll let you guys know. But overall, I mean, for $67, what can you expect? It works. You could practice on it, I guess. Definitely not for recitals or performing or anything. But again, like, I'm still surprised that it actually works. I'm surprised by the quality, just like how smooth everything is. The finish is nice, nice craftsmanship. But again, it just doesn't sound that great. But I mean, if you want to find out if you like playing the violin, if you want to stick with it, I guess it'd be fine to get this one just to try it out. But again, the setup was kind of annoying, so if you have someone who knows how to do that, definitely have them help you. And maybe I set up the bridge wrong, maybe people who know better could help you set it up better so that it plays easier. But again, decent violin. Not very impressive, but it works for the price. So stick around for next time. We'll review more instruments. See you later.